underserved communities. Thank you. We're really glad to have Ambassador Akhilesh Mishraji with us today. Ambassador Akhilesh Mishraji is the Additional Secretary, Development Partnership Administration, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. Development Partnership Administration handles the Government of India's developmental assistance to other countries, including projects under the Indian Grant and Lines of Credit, the Indian Technical and Economic Cooperation Program, and disaster relief. Prior to his current role, Mr. Mishra was the Director General of the Indian Council for Cultural Relations. Akhilesh Mishraji is an Indian Forest Service officer from 1989 batch and has held the post of Ambassador of India to the Maldives, Consul General of India in Toronto, Canada, Joint Secretary of Ministry of External Affairs, Deputy Chief of Mission, Deputy High Commissioner, Deputy Consul General. Akhilesh Mishraji is a Bachelor of Technology and Master of Technology in Mechanical Engineering from Indian Institute of Technology, Banaras Hindu University. We welcome you, sir. And I now request you to address us all. Over to you, sir.
Namaskar. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, we can.
Yes. Yeah, very good evening. First of all, let me congratulate Dr. Harish Handeji and my very warm greetings to all the distinguished panelists. I must confess that unlike all of you, I am not an expert on developmental issues, and I have just joined the DPA a few months ago, and therefore I cannot share my hesitation in speaking in front of great experts who have such vast experience of developmental issues and SDGs. And therefore, I'm making some general remarks. Friends, being new to development discourse, I'm really very fascinated by the point that Dr. Hande has been making about renewable energy itself, that the renewable energy per se is not the ultimate objective, but a means to achieve a larger end, employment, prosperity, and development, and larger societal well-being. And I must applaud CELCO's thrust on boundaryless ecosystem approach, breaking silos and petty boundaries. I must also applaud CELCO Foundation for this initiative about SDG Global Hubs, with the primacy to wider sharing of knowledge and best practices as part of development cooperation. Not in the traditional source of donor and recipient unidimensional relationship, but a truly mutual learning process with utmost mutual respect. And I'm also very happy that before joining DPA, I was Director General of ICCR, Indian Council for Cultural Relations. And I'm very conscious that in Indian tradition, the highest value is attached to the knowledge and pursuit of knowledge and gifting of knowledge. And they say that knowledge is the only wealth which grows as you spread and you distribute. And also our sages, ancient Indian sages had very, very categorically told us about an organic and inseparable interconnected existence. And it's like a cosmic web, a unified whole that we have in this universe. And that is why since ancient times, Indian sages have always prayed for and endeavored for peace and harmony at the wider universal level, cosmic level. And they pray for peace in the skies, peace in the waters, peace on the earth, peace in the universe, peace in the plants and herbs. And therefore, I find that the finest conception of SDG comes from inherent, intrinsic Indian traditional thought. And human existence has always been conceived in terms of harmonious existence with the rest of the creation, animals, plants, birds, insects, animate and even inanimate bodies, all co-inhabitants of the nature. And in the web of cosmic existence, every node of the web must necessarily move in consonance with others. And this consciousness of others is probably the essence of the ethos of a sustainable development. You cannot think about development for one individual without thinking of development of the society. Human being cannot think of development of itself without thinking of the other creatures, other living beings. And also, as the introductory speaker of Silco told about interconnectedness and boundaryless existence. I'm very fascinated that the Indian, in Rig Veda, there's a very categorical warning that you must not adopt a narrow, a parochial, self-centered approach. Because they categorically told us that unless you have a broad, infinite view, you have a very narrow, parochial, selfish approach, you will have suffering and misery. And for the first time, friends, in India, I see that under Prime Minister Modi, we have a paradigm shift, absorbing that philosophical ethos of India about real sustainable, really harmonious development path for our country. And he has adopted Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas as not only the motto of the domestic agenda, but also for the international relations and international foreign policy. And I feel, looking at the broad picture, I find that the real innovation of Prime Minister Modi in dealing with the developmental challenges of our country is that he has woven a common thread among all activities that he has been pursuing for the past 6 years. One can see that there is a conceptualization of development, not in terms of isolated or segmented processes, but in a holistic, inclusive and organic, human-centric phenomena with full consciousness of the web-like cross-linkages and interrelationships among multiple multi-dimensional vectors of development. And I wish to just flag that if you assess the development agenda of Prime Minister Modi past 6 years, then you find a unifying and unified pattern in which if you look at the horizontal broader perspective and broader horizontal connect, whether it is building of a large network of national highways or rural roads or rail connectivity or dedicated freight corridors, ports, airports, optical fiber network, or at the software level, the opening of account for 1.2 billion people, mobile phones and a unique ID system, an e-governance platform which brings about 2,000 services on a digital platform, or the nation of one country, one telephone number without having to go for mobility, one unique ID system for the whole country, one nation, one tax, GST, subsuming a large number of smaller taxes, one nation, one ration card, one nation, one mobility card for different modes of transportation. And similarly, on the horizontal level, for the first time in 70 years, we see that country is actually getting unified. Similarly, the vertical connect, more effective vertical connect. In India, Prime Minister Modi has changed the paradigm. Rather than trickle-down approach, he has pursued a bottoms-up approach and attaching primacy to the empowerment of the bottom of the pyramid. Whether it is the direct benefit transfer scheme, which has become the world's largest scheme, and during the COVID period, about 500 million people received there's support and relief directly in their cash accounts, and also how it is saving a lot of government infructuous expenditure. The housing scheme, the Swachh Bharat, the sanitation scheme, 80 million women provided LPG gas connection. The world's largest health insurance program, Ayushman Bharat, which targets 500 million people. Similarly, the insurance schemes for the most vulnerable people on payment of 1 rupee per month, 1 rupee per month or 1 rupee per day premium. So this whole effort has created a paradigm shift whereby all families of India are now part of the development process. And also the innovation which is driving the development in India. Whether it's like renewable energy, that has become a very, very mega mission. And because of the massive thrust, the solar energy tariff has come down to but less than 3 rupees per unit. Similarly, the demand consolidation by the Energy Efficiency Services Limited, which has made a huge impact. 370 million LED bulbs installed, and they are saving 38.5 million tons of carbon dioxide emission. That's a reduction, and huge reduction in the similarly, the digital mode of payments, the e-Sanjeevani, the healthcare during the COVID period, more than 1 million patients have received this consultation. Jan Aushadhi scheme, which has brought down the cost of essential medicines by 50 to 90%. Similarly, the agriculture, consolidation of agriculture market. All these developmental initiatives which Prime Minister Modi has made, and also during the post-COVID period, the massive national mission of Atmanirbhar Bharat, making India self-reliant as the supply chains are getting disrupted. So all the initiatives which India is currently pursuing under Prime Minister Modi, all of them have some resonance in other parts of the world. Because India is so big and so multi-layered that I see that experience of India in development is very, very relevant to many other development partners, particularly in Africa and other developing countries. We, friends, in Development Partnership Administration of Ministry of External Affairs are looking at new ideas. And we hope we have so far focused on infrastructure projects and big projects. We are inspired by 100 years example of sharing innovation. And I really hope that we in Ministry of External Affairs and Development Partnership Administration will receive good ideas and suggestions from friends like you and all others on this panel. We look forward to working together and breaking the silos, not you versus me, but together, we are all. Once again, my very sincere thanks to Handeji for taking this initiative. An excellent panel, very, very knowledgeable, very experts on the panel. And I was so fascinated to receive the ideas and inputs. I have taken notes. Thank you.